Hello, today we're going to learn about vectors and in the coordinate system. So by the end of the day, you should be able to say, I can apply coordinates to my knowledge of the vectors. First off, we're going to learn about the displacement vector. It's the difference between an object's initial position and its final position. So say if we have a vector A that ends here and a vector B over here, we could, if it starts here and ends here, this right here would be our displacement vector. Now we're going to go through a few problems figuring out our displacement vector. For instance, the point 5, 3. So let's go to the right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 3. Now I can write this as a vector. The vector 5, 3. Also, Q is 7, negative 2, which is down there. I can write Q as this vector, 7, negative 2. Now my vector from P to Q starts at P and goes down to Q. So we have a nice little coordinate system. Looks like I'm moving 2 to the right, and I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, negative 5. Now again, you can use these vector markers, or you could also say 2, negative 5, and just know that that's a vector. Either way, we know this displacement vector is going 2 to the right and 5 down. Now if I want to find the magnitude, let's just go back to this previous slide because that's where it's at. My next question asks for the magnitude of PQ. So that's the distance traveled along this line. Well, if I draw out a right triangle here, we know we move 2 to the right and 5 down. So if I want to find this, I just use Pythagorean theorem. So this squared is going to equal 2 squared plus 5 squared, or this is 4 plus 25, or 29 is equal to PQ squared. So if I want to find the magnitude of just PQ, that's going to be the square root of 29. So what that tells us is how strong this vector is, or how far this vector goes. All right, let's try this one. Now you try this one on your own. Hopefully you can figure it out. And when you're done, pause the video and see how well you do. So we have 3, negative 10, or 3, positive 10. Now I see why this was so low. 3, positive 10, negative 3, positive 10, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go up 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. So at the very top, we have this. Oh, that's pretty big one. I guess I could have probably picked an easier number, but here's where we're at. So there's my vector R. My vector Q is 1, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now if I want to find RQ, I go from R and I go all the way to Q. So let's measure our distance down and our distance over. So I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to the right 4. So my RQ is 4 to the right, 5 down. My hypotenuse here is going to be 4 squared plus 5 squared is equal to c squared, or 16 plus 25, and that's 41. So the square root of 41 is our c value. And there we go. Now in this next problem, before we move on, let's go back and take a look at this. If I have 3 and 1, how do I get 4 out of that? I'm going from -3 to 1. Hopefully you can see if I take 1 minus -3, I could get 4. And in the same in this direction, if I take 5 minus 10, I can get 5. So I can get this vector by subtracting my x's and subtracting my y's. Hopefully we can see that here. 7 minus 5 is 2. -2 minus 3 is -5. So that can provide a shortcut so we don't have to draw it each time. All right. So now on this problem, we have u is -1, 5, and v is 1, -3. And we want to draw u plus 2v. Well, the first thing I'll draw is u. We go to left 1 up 5. And now 2v. 2 times v is going to be twice as big, so that's 2, -6. So I go 2 to the right and 6 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now if I go from the beginning to the end, looks like I go to the right one and down one. So my new vector would be 1, -1. That's the resultant, u plus 2v. Now what's the magnitude of u plus 2v? So let's find the magnitude of u plus 2v. Well, we go 1 to the right and 1 down. And if what we know from that is this is a 45, 45, 90. So hopefully 1, 1, the hypotenuse is going to be root 2. If you didn't know that from your triangles, you could take 1 squared plus 1 squared equals c squared. And 1 plus 1 equals 2. And square root that to get our value for our hypotenuse or our magnitude. All right, now try this one on your own and see how you do. Let's move this up a little bit. Now it has 0.5u plus 3v. When you're done, come back and see how you did. All right, first we're going to graph 0.5 of u. So 0.5 of u is going to be -0.5, 2.5. So I'm going to go to the left a half and up 2.5. Now from that, I'm going to do 3v. So 3v is going to be 3, -9. So on this end, I'm going to go 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3, and down 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still have 3 more to go. 7, 8, 9. All right, so now my new vector is going to be from the beginning to the end. So this right here is the vector that I want, the 0.5u plus 3v. Now our next question asks us to find the magnitude of that. Well, if we come back, it looks like we go 2.5 over and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 down. So 2.5 squared plus 6.5 squared is going to be our magnitude squared. So 2.5 squared plus 6.5 squared, we can just do on our calculator. And that's 48.5. And that's going to equal this thing squared. So what we have to do now is just square root it. So the square root of 48.5 is 6.96. And that's our new magnitude. All right. Hopefully this is enough to get you through the homework 1 through 6. Good luck.